These 8 brutal serial killers are still active in 2023, so watch out. Will you face the terrible truth? In 2023, these 8 ruthless serial killers are still active in a gloomy society. They're who? What drives their evil? Will you be next? We'll explore these vicious predators' twisted thoughts. Stay alert. Danger lurks in the shadows, and their bloodlust is unquenchable. Will you endure their wrath? Chicago Strangler. The legendary Chicago Strangler terrorized the city from 2001 to 2017. This elusive predator terrorized communities by killing nearly 50 women. After activists and media outlets persisted, the matter gained worldwide attention. These concerned groups pressured law enforcement to increase their investigations, resulting in specialized task forces and additional resources. Capturing the Chicago Strangler became urgent as the corpse count mounted and public uproar increased. The media's significant coverage and focus on the victims' tales helped raise awareness. Increased attention pressured authorities to act, focusing on solving the killings and bringing the offender to justice. The Chicago Strangler case is one of the city's most renowned and disturbing. In 1992, the elusive and vicious I-70 killer killed 6 people on the road, causing panic. This unidentified perpetrator destroyed store staff. Despite many sightings and composite sketches, the killer eluded detectives and frightened communities. The I-70 killer killed innocent, unknowing victims. Their families grieved, and their communities were decimated. The killer evaded police despite exhausting all resources and following leads and tips. The I-70 killer's legacy is a disturbing reminder of true crime's riddles. Unanswered questions and unfulfilled justice leave a persistent sense of discomfort, prompting authorities and armchair detectives to keep searching for information in hopes of identifying the perpetrator of this horrible series of atrocities. Mesa Bone. The West Mesa Bone Collector case haunts criminal history. 11 women and 1 fetus were found in shallow graves on Albuquerque's West Mesa between 2001 and 2005. The terrible findings rocked the neighborhood and left families weeping. Joseph Blay, a suspect in the case, was convicted but not recognized as the killer. Authorities continue to pursue justice for the victims and closure for their families in the West Mesa Bone Collector case. This community grieves and searches for the truth. The West Mesa Bone Collector case is a sobering reminder of the horrible crimes and the necessity for relentless punishment. Little Rock. Jack the Knife, the Little Rock serial killer, terrified the city. This mysterious murderer targeted vulnerable victims walking alone between 1 and 4 a.m. Law enforcement authorities found the killer after a relentless search. However, a lack of evidence prevented an arrest. The community took extra care and changed their daily routines because of Jack the Knife. The streets of once bustling neighborhoods were silent. The elusive killer escaped, leaving a trail of unsolved deaths. As authorities painstakingly searched for evidence, the Little Rock serial killer's identity remained a disturbing mystery, casting a black cloud over the city and reminding residents of the necessity of safety and vigilance at night. Long Island. The Long Island serial killer has caused widespread grief and anxiety. This mysterious killer, who killed at least 10 Craigslist sex workers, has evaded justice, leaving officials and the public baffled. Despite various suspects, including John Bitrolf, the killer's identity remains frustratingly unclear. The perpetrator's ingenuity and painstaking track covering have made the case difficult for law enforcement. Sex worker rights organizations and victims' families have demanded answers and an end to abuse. Their voices reminded us that these victims were actual people with dreams who were ruthlessly killed. The Long Island community anxiously awaits the day when the elusive perpetrator is caught and justice is done for the innocent souls lost. Bible Belt Strangler. The Bible Belt Strangler, a serial killer, plagued the region from 1978 to 1992 in tight-knit Bible Belt areas. This predator terrorized red-headed women. The authorities struggled to solve the case, but they were propelled by justice. Law enforcement had long assumed the murderer was a truck driver who used the enormous highway network to perform his horrible actions and flee. Despite their best efforts, the authorities never caught the perpetrator, keeping the impacted communities in continual fear. The Bible Belt Strangler case is one of the most disturbing unsolved crimes in history. The region's recollection of those 6 red-headed ladies whose lives were cut short serves as a haunting reminder of evils lurking. After all these years, the families and communities affected by this merciless killer still hope for closure. Kauai. A serial killer terrorized Kauai, Hawaii from April to August 2000, killing 2 women and injuring another. Investigators hurried to solve the horrible crimes, causing community anxiety and distrust. Waldorf Roy Wilson was a suspect in the pandemonium. Despite scrutiny, Wilson was not linked to the terrible deeds. The absence of evidence prevented officials from identifying him as the Kauai serial killer. Tensions increased as the investigation continued and residents were tormented by an unknown assailant. While the case fell cold, the islanders' memories of those awful months endured. The Kauai serial murder case haunts the town with its tenuous balance between safety and vulnerability. Hope you like it. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.